Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm here with El Hombre, and we are going to go over the bluegrass stakes that drew a nice field of 12.
There's three or four that can be dropped out quickly and three or four in the middle. So it is an interesting field. I'm interested to hear your take on a few of these because I know in their past couple of performances that we disagreed on them. So
Yeah, it's a very interesting field. I guess we'll dive right into it, and right out of the gate, the
yeah,
number one command performance for Todd Pletcher being entered here. Not
I think
only
we
is
were
he
both
entered,
high on him early last year,
yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah,
he had a good 2-year-old campaign.
Yeah, he kept running second, third, and he finished fourth in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, which
Mhm.
now we know is not coming back great. But he then, in his 3-year-old debut, he was the 1-9 favorite in a race at Tampa, and I think he
Yeah,
was. I don't know if he finished it yet.
you're right.
But he's 12. I have the morning lines here; they're not up on the screen. I have Equibase doesn't have them up yet. Command Performance is 12-1 on the morning line, and he gets Irad, which is very surprising because I mean I get like Irad's here for the undercard. Golden Pal is running on the undercard of the Bluegrass Stakes Day, so that's why Irad is here. But Mo Donegal is also running in New York, and he's Mo Donegal's normal rider, so he's staying at Keeneland, and they enter Command Performance. I don't think this horse has a shot. Personally,
Yeah,
he has not been good in his he was not good in his debut. He lost to Fenwick, who's also entered here.
yeah.
And the funny thing, morning line wise, Fenwick is 20-1 on the morning line.
I was looking at the same thing as soon as I saw the
Uh,
morning lines
uh,
because I
So
thought, yeah, Fenwick and Command Performance, the number one and two here while you're at it. Yeah, Fenwick beat him. They're both off speed wise. I don't know. Command Performance is coming off the pace. That's one thing that's kind of different to where if there's a major breakdown, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it for either one of these two. Uh,
yeah,
Irad and Todd combo on Command Performance. You'd think, like you said, I mean, maybe that gives him the 1% lift to get him up to hit the board, but he's not going to win.
yeah, he
Nor will Fenwick for that matter.
I'd at least I would rather personally here use Fenwick than use Command Performance. I don't need neither of them are going to be my top pick, but there does seem to be a lack of pace in this race. So Fenwick showing the ability to go to the lead last time,
Mhm.
I I think he's going to be able to do that again because I don't see too much speed in here.
Which
But
was a
Command,
shift from their past tactics with that horse, and it was the first time
right?
they put him up front. And he did well and ran a 91 buyer and
Yeah,
ran the best race of his life.
and he gets Paco back. So
Yep.
like I can see like I can at least make a case that that horse might be on the lead. I mean Command Performance is going to have to really improve here. And at the morning like he should be 50-1 on the morning line if I'm being honest. He should be the longest shot of any horse in this race and he's
Yeah,
not, which I think
it's the
already just
Irad and
shows.
Todd combo that's doing
Yep.
that for you.
And I think that's
And that's gonna
crazy.
get him some that's gonna get him he's gonna be bad. 50-1's a bit much, but yeah, he's gonna be in the 20s or 30.
Oh, he should be. You would hope. You would hope at like 20-1. I'd like maybe use him underneath, but
And
like if
Fenwick's gonna
he's
be 30-1 also.
right, like if he's 12-1 on the morning line, and he goes off at like 10-1. I think that's absolutely terrible value. Not only on a horse who hasn't won this year, but he's a maiden still.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
he's
and not to say maidens can't win big races, but
I'm tossing both of them.
yeah, that's probably I think that's probably fair. We'll get down the list more. I might use
It will be
Fenwick
a
and some
price if
to
you
get
if
yeah,
they get to the board, it will be a price, but I'm not
yeah,
spending for those. There's
yeah.
better.
The number 3 is Trademark, and he failed twice on the Tampa circuit already. Had an awful trip in the Sam F. Davis, so you can kind of draw a line through that. He got an okay trip in the Tampa Bay Derby, just wasn't good enough. I don't see any reason why he's going to be good enough today. He is. I want to say he's 30-1 on
He's
the
thirty
morning
to one.
line.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's 30-1 on the morning line. you'll get every bit. You should get every bit of that 30-1. This seems like Connections they have a horse that can at least be slightly competitive in stakes races, and it seems like they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they're going
So,
out to drink beers and wines and enjoy the
yeah,
time, which more power to them. But the horse
yep,
has no shot. It's a Brooklyn Bridge horse for me.
no,
I'll
makes
jump
sense.
to my icy death if he wins, which he won't. Another toss. First three are all tosses for me.
The number 4 is Zanden, and Zanden is the 5-2 second choice on the morning line for Chad Brown, and he finished third in that Risen Star effort to Epicenter, who came back to demolish the Louisiana Derby field. I think he's a major player in here. He's probably going to end up being my top pick in here. If he's not my top pick, he's going to be my second choice. I'm probably going to go pretty chalky here. I think he's dangerous. Question that kind of nervous that Pratt gets the mount. I know that's crazy to say, but Pratt last weekend on the dirt was horrendous. So I'm hoping that this weekend he rides a little better on the dirt, but boy, was he bad in the dirt at Oaklawn last weekend.
The morning
So
line's 5-2 on Zanden, and I guess that's probably about right. But I don't think he's going to win. I do think he'll hit the board. He lost to Epicenter, and the other horse he lost to, we'll get to here shortly when he was third in the Risen Star.
yeah,
I don't know. He's definitely a player, and he could win, but I don't. If it's 5-2 or anything near that, I'm not touching him. But I mean, underneath, you have to. I think pretty much all formats you have to bet him, but
yeah.
I don't see him winning, honestly.
I like him a lot, and Chad usually say when Chad chips horses, for the bluegrass, he usually runs very well. He had Highly Motivated, who ran second to Essential Quality last year. A couple years ago, he had Good Magic, who won after not running well at Gulfstream earlier in the year. So Chad usually sends his best ones here. I think he's a major player, but like you said, I think the one we'll get to later is probably going to be
He needs to hit the board to qualify for the Derby too. At least I think he needs a third or better is what.
I don't.
Based
I'm
on
trying to. He might need a
he's in
four
there now. He's close now, but with the 3 other 100-point or the 2 other 100-point races,
yeah, because
I
he's
think he
got
needs to hit the board.
what? Because he's got what? 10. What he get? 10 points for the. I think he's got like 14 points. I might be wrong there.
Yeah,
because he got
he's
the
close,
Remsen is
but
actually a point. Yeah, the Remsen actually is a point race. So yeah, I think you're right. He probably a third would guarantee him in. A fourth, he's probably on the bubble because I think a fourth would put him at like 24-ish points. And currently going into this weekend, 22 points is or 24 points, 22 or 24 points is the bubble right now. So
yeah, there'll be a few surprises or whatever happening.
yeah.
And one of the 3 races is going to have a couple surprises. So
Well, it's probably. I mean, if we're being honest, it's probably going to be this one, this one or the Wood. The Santa Anita Derby kind of seems
the Wood
like
is wildly open to me, but
yeah.
I mean, especially once you get past the first couple.
Right.
What are we doing? The 5 here.
Yeah, the 5 is Volcanic, and for Mark Cassie, and he is. I think he is also 20-1 morning line, and I'm gonna be. I love this horse. He is my long shot play in this race. He finished third chasing Lone Speed in the Sam F. Davis. Okay, well, I'll give him any excuse there. Shipsational came back to run second again, the Classic Cause, or run third in the Tampa Bay Derby, the Classic Causeway, who again got a Lone Speed trip. He wants to come from off the pace, but he beat Charge It earlier this year.
Yeah,
and and that was kind of how I gauged Charge It, was that like going into that Florida Derby was that he lost to Volcanic, and Volcanic had a ton of hype going into that maiden race. And then he ran well enough in the Sam F. Davis that's why I had Charge It ranked so high. So I don't think it's like at 20-1, I think there's like he's great value. I doubt we get 20-1 on him. I feel like he's going to be bet in half. I think you're going to get like 10 or 12-1 on Volcanic. As a long shot, I think he's got a shot. I don't think I necessarily think he's got a shot to win, but
Exactly.
I think for exotic wagers, I think he is a great value play underneath.
Yep. Yeah, I have him as a underneath only play. Fairly competitive speed figure wise if you're a speed figure person. And yeah, he's I don't know. I think you got, like you said, you put him in the deeper on their deeper tickets. I don't think he'll win. I don't think he'll even get second, but he could easily hit third or fourth if you're playing exotics.
The number 6 is Emmanuel, who I hated last time out in the Fountain of Youth, but I think he's got a big shot today because there is a serious lack of speed in here, unlike there was that day. And I think he might I think he's your pace setter.
5-1 morning line too. So I think
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll stay that high. I hope he does because I'm with you. I think he's got a big shot.
Yeah, and like I went into this when they said they were sending him here. I'm like, he's going to be an instant toss for me. I didn't like him. I still not huge on him going 1.125 miles. I do think he is I really do think he is a one-turn horse with that, especially sired by More Than Ready. I think he's a one-turn horse, but the only other real speed horse is the 2. And like if if
Right.
he can outkick Fenwick early, especially with Saya. I mean, if Saya gets a good break with him, he's your pace setter, and the rest are gonna have to go catch him. And like not like even my knock on him for
Fountain of Youth.
Gulfstream, yeah, it was that I just didn't think he wanted 2 turns. But if he's gonna be lone speed, the horse is plenty
And
talented enough to do.
that Fountain of Youth was he couldn't have had a worse trip, really. I mean, he was 4 wide, challenged the whole time. Oh, that was like a
Yeah,
complete
he just wasn't quick
battle.
enough right. He wasn't quick enough. He wasn't as quick as the other speed.
And he faded down the
But
stretch. But that
here
was a
he's
weird race, man. I mean,
it
all the
was.
results came back as weird because, like, I mean, simplification closed out big.
Mm,
I think he's still simplification is what he is. He's a good horse, but everybody else in that race had a weird trip. I mean,
yeah.
they were 4 and 5 wide. They
There
were
was
side by
just
side the whole race.
there was like
Very
6 speed
contested.
horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a ton of speed. There's no speed in here. So he gets the lead. I think he's going to be a major player because I just think he's your main pace here.
And I think
So
he reminds me of a late bloomer. He kind of reminds me of the same type of trajectory that Cyberknife
yeah,
is on, and
uh,
Cyberknife just scored last weekend. I think he could. I mean, if there's somebody that's going to
yeah,
beat Smile Happy, it's him to me.
yeah. The number 7 is Golden Glider, another Mark Cassie horse, and I'm not as high on this one as I was I was Volcanic. He's an off the pace horse. He's gonna need a trip. He gets Santana shipping here to ride him. I I'm really not super huge on him. He hasn't improved that much in his last few starts. I would kind of be surprised. I think this is again the connections. We're gonna try the Derby route. I wouldn't be surprised if this horse after this start, if he doesn't win or come in the top 3 here, if this horse is just sent to the turf and this becomes a turf and poly horse because that's what he's looked like to me, and that's what I think he is.
Yeah, he's 20-1 in the morning line. He'll probably go off bigger than that, and deservedly so. He hasn't done anything in the Tampa Bay preps. He's just not in this class. I
Yeah,
don't see
he's
him.
just
I don't even see him in contention here.
yeah.
Insta toss.
Um, the number 8 is Ethereal Road for D. Wayne Lucas, and this is the one where I don't agree with the morning line at all. He is 15-1 on the morning line. I don't agree with that at all. I think this horse is going to be a comfortable 4th choice in this field, behind Smile Happy, Emmanuel,
Zanden.
and Zanden. I don't see how you can make this horse 15-1 after he arguably in the Rebel, if he doesn't veer out late, he wins the Rebel.
Yeah, he was drunk driving down the stretch there.
Yeah,
That was wild.
the horse arguably wins the Rebel, and he is 15-1, while Lifetime Maiden Command Performance is 12-1. That makes no sense to me. With that said, though, he looks tough, but I don't think he's gonna get a pace. And the Rebel the pace completely collapsed in the Rebel. You look at your top 3 finishers there: Unoho, Ethereal Road, Barber Road. All 3 horses come from the back. His maiden win, same thing. He came from well out of the clouds to win. It wasn't a fast pace, but he came from well out of it to win. He's going to be coming from the back. I don't really trust Contreras. We saw what he did last weekend on Secret Oath, where he gave her that. He tried to make her Zenyatta, and it didn't work. So I do think he's better than some of these other ones, but I can't use him on top unless he's gonna be like 8 or 9 to 1, which I don't think he will. I think he gets bet down to like 6 to 1.
Yeah, I think he's the 4th choice too, and I think he's I mean, I was actually pretty high on him until I saw Unoho last weekend. Unimpressive.
He had an excuse though. Unoho. He got checked into the rail. He actually got checked into the rail twice. If you watch the head on, I don't think he was winning anyway, but that's why he backed out of there. Was he got on the head on? He got slammed into the rail twice.
Yeah, I don't know. And Barber Road looked good again last week, and Barber Road looks like the type of horse that is going to be a big long shot in the Kentucky Derby, and who knows what could happen. I don't know. Yeah, I'd give him way more of a chance than a couple of these others that have a lower morning line odds set up than him. So yeah, definitely an underneath play. I don't know about on top, but I agree with you.
The number 9 is Rattle and Roll, and he is I am tossing him. I don't care. He's 8 to 1 morning line. I think he should be 30 to 1. I don't know why this horse keeps getting bet. His big 2-year-old win has come back awful. His Fountain of Youth effort was awful. His Louisiana Derby effort was awful. I don't understand how this horse is 8 to 1 on the morning line.
I'll tell you why, because it's name recognition for the public. That's
yeah.
But that shouldn't impact your morning line, but I think it will impact the public. I think it will. Post time odds might be. I think it might surprise you because he was bet all the way down to that.
I know. I was
sitting there going, man, because I had played him like in a couple, I had a deep pick 4 ticket, and I think I had him in there, and I was like, wow, they're bet him down that low. I never would have put him on the pick 4 if I'd have known that. But yeah, I don't like him either. I mean, he was Epicenter beat him by like 8 lengths.
Yep.
I mean, he wasn't even close in Louisiana, and he was, like you said, he was even worse the time out before. If he's on this. He had the long layoff. If he's on the comeback trail, then he better have a sharp improvement here, or else he's got no shot.
Right, and it's his 3rd off the layoff, and now they're adding blinkers. I like just everything about this. It says like the connections are desperate to get this horse in the Derby, and I don't think he's good enough. He's an instant toss for me. He beats me. I'm
tossing him in 90% of scenarios. He might make a deep super or something if you're going to do that, but I definitely don't have him in the top 3.
Yeah.
I have him about 5th, 6th, maybe.
The number 10 is the 9 to 5 morning line favorite, Smile Happy, also for Kenny McPeak, who trains Rattle and Roll. And I like Smile Happy a lot here, and I hate that I do personally. I went into the year not liking Smile Happy, and as this class keeps running, I've kind of defaulted, and I really like Smile Happy here. I
Where do you think he's going to go off? That 9 to 5 seems pretty accurate. I think he'd be bet down more towards even money, except this is a full field of 12. So
yeah, I can
close to 2 to 1.
Yeah, I think 9 to 5 is probably fair. I think you'll get around that.
They hit one of the morning line odds correctly, or a couple of them.
That's why I think the top couple are correct. I think the middle of this pack is the morning lines just went
Zanden and Emmanuel are probably about where they need to be, and Smile Happy.
Yeah, and then after those 3, it just seems awful. But yeah, he looks great in my opinion. He chased he wants to come from a bit off the pace, and that is my one hesitation here today is that there's not much pace, and he couldn't catch Epicenter last time as lone speed. Now, I would take Epicenter over pretty much every horse in this field if I had to. So
No doubt.
I I think like if he just has to run down Emmanuel on the front end, I think he can do it. It's his second start off the layoff. He improved from his 2-year-old form last time, even though he finished second. I think he's the real deal. So he's gonna be my top pick in here. Is Smile Happy? I just think they've been pointing here all year. They knew going in this was gonna be their one race for them. So I'm all in on them.
Yeah, I am too, and I hate to be chalk eater too, but I mean, he was like you said, second to Epicenter, and it wasn't a bad loss. He was close, and like you said, Epicenter is probably the class of the 3-year-old Derby prep trail right now. If not, he's in the top 2 or 3, and so is Smile Happy. He's in the top 3 or 4, depending on what he does here. But yeah, he's 7 weeks rest right now, and this is the opposite of one of your pet peeves. I know is when they lay off to not run for points under certain situations. This one here is the opposite. This tells you that they were in no rush to get points because they basically
knew.
think he's good enough to just go out and get the 100 right here.
And that's what I like to see. And I know, White Abario burned me last weekend. So be it. But like this is what I like to see with with your top class horses where
yeah, he's either make or break right here, and the confidence comes from the team there, and I think he gets it done. And I think I'd be surprised if it's him and Emmanuel. I think he will run him down, but I think if you want to make some money here, you probably got to pair those two up and Jam and Exacta.
Yeah, I mean, depending and with a full field, you might be able to, depending on how you're betting. Even if you bet like this is one, I feel like this is one of those races that even like the Smile Happy Zanden like Exacta is going to come back like $12 for the dollar, and people are going to be like, it's one of those races after the fact. You look at the payouts, you're like, oh,
why didn't I just do that?
Right.
That's way easier. Yep. I think those 3, I think are. I mean, something stupid will happen, and one of them will be off the board. But even if you wanted to box those 3, I think you could still make money.
Yeah. So Smile Happy is going to be. It looks like he's in both our top picks here.
I'm not a huge Lannery fan, if I'm being honest, but
I'm not either. I'm being honest. I'm not either, but I do give McPeak credit. McPeak sticks with his guys.
Lannery's not bad. He's just not. I don't think he's one of
my but Lannery in Kentucky though is like where I will bet Lannery. Like Lannery outside of Kentucky, I'm very hesitant about. But like between Keeneland and in Churchill, like I will bet. Like I'm fine betting Lannery in Kentucky. So that's.
And I'll probably be shipping a big mortgage payment type bet on Smile Happy unless he gets down close to even money, and then I might bet down a little bit. But I'll be there drunk, so we'll be throwing them down. Let's go. What about number 11?
Number 11 is Black Adder, the former Bob Baffert trainee, now with Rudolph Brissett. The El Camino Real Derby winner already has his ticket punched for the Preakness, and he should have just run in the Jeff Ruby last weekend because I think he had a big shot to run well there. I don't think this horse has a shot in this field.
20-1 on the morning. Yeah, instant toss for me too. I won't even waste time with it. I don't think he's got a shot. He's way off speed wise. I don't even think tactically it matters what happens.
No, this is a very. I bet if they knew they were going to draw post 11 in the Bluegrass, they would have stuck with post 12 in the Jeff Ruby. That's in my opinion.
And this is a much tougher field, obviously.
Oh, 100%. 100% a tougher field. And he's got his best dirt. I'm always hesitant when their best dirt race is on an off track. That's what it was at Santa Anita the day he broke his maiden. There might be a little rain though, but at the same time, I don't.
It's sketchy weather for sure.
Yeah,
I've been looking at it all week since I'll be there, and it sucks because it's cold and wet looking.
Yeah, I don't either way though. I don't think this is the horse. The number 12 is Grantham for Mike Maker. Ran second last time out in the Tampa Bay Derby. He's had a really good trip in that Tampa Bay Derby. He got the pocket trip on the rail. Honestly, I think Luis Saez not taking the mount back just shows you how good this horse is. I think I've been saying this is a turf horse from the beginning, and this seems like Three Diamonds making a last ditch effort for a derby horse. And if they don't get it, I bet this horse is entered in a bunch of the 3-year-old turf races from here on out.
15-1 morning. I'm a huge TG fan. Love Gaffleon, but I don't see maybe underneath again. I got about 5 of these horses that you might throw in on a ticket, but I'm not putting any of these in there for any serious bets. My serious bets are going to be the 3 that we've been talking about. Obviously the chalk, but I really like Emmanuel and Smile Happy. It probably won't go much deeper than that for any heavy betting. Zanden's obviously a threat too. Outside of those 3, I mean, if you're forcing me to go 5 deep here, Ethereal Road and probably Grantham would be the 4th and 5th for me, and I don't see anybody else even.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna. I probably would just key in Exacta with Smile Happy over a few of these, and just hope Smile Happy wins, and maybe play it the reverse way with the bombs. I don't. I really, unless it's like unless for some reason it's a really muddy track, which I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's kind of supposed to be like scattery-ish showers there.
I think it's only raining Saturday and it's sporadic, so I don't think it's going to be bad.
Right. I don't think, like, unless it majorly changes the track condition, like I think Smile Happy is just gonna make a statement here. Personally,
I think so. I'm expecting that too. I'll be surprised if we see anything else.
Yeah,
even with those 2, Emmanuel and Zanden being fairly on task.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the field for the 2022 Bluegrass Stakes, and should be a very fun race, at least. Better than the Santa Anita Derby, in my opinion.
Full field is always fun because anything can happen. And you said, I think we're pretty top heavy here with the top 3, but
yeah, this kind of reminds me of how the Florida Derby was last weekend, where you had a full field, but you had a couple that were just much more standoutish than the rest. And I think that's how it's going to be here. But yeah, I'm in on Smile Happy, which going into this, I did not think I was going to be, but here we are.
Things change, man. So it's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
All right, everyone. Well, good luck this weekend. If you're betting the Bluegrass, there'll be one more video this week. It will be the Wood Memorial. So yeah, best of luck. Peace out.